welcome to Snow Shaker, Portland District Library's latest Littles art project. My name is Miss Eileen and I am so excited to have you here with me today. We are going to be making our very own paper plate snow globes. You should have already picked up your take and make bag here at the library, and that's going to have most of the supplies that you need to complete the project. Caregivers, we are going to ask that you grab a writing utensil like a pen or a marker and a pair of scissors, and that's going to help us complete the very first step in the project. In just a minute, I'm going to go over what you received in your take and make bag, and then we're going to get started with our step-by-step instructions to finish our snow globes. Are you ready to get started? Let's get Alright, so everything that you see here, except for the scissors and my writing utensil, is what you received in the take and make bag here at the library. So you should have a sheet of clear plastic, and it just has a sheet of tissue paper on the back of it. You're going to have a nice sturdy paper plate. You're going to have 4 little construction paper characters. So you're going to have a snowman, a snowflake, a tree, and a gingerbread man. And then a 24 pack of crayons, a glue stick, and a container with white styrofoam balls. So, caregivers, you are going to help with step number 1, and then once that is complete, your littles can do the rest of the project with just a little bit of assistance from you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set things aside that we don't need right now. So what we actually need is our paper plate, our sheet of plastic, and remove that tissue paper, and then the scissors and the writing utensil. And so for step number 1, caregivers, what we're going to do is we are going to cut our clear sheet of plastic to fit our paper plate, because at the very end of the project we're going to glue that sheet of plastic to our paper plate to seal everything into our snow globe. So what we need to do is we need to trace the paper plate and then cut the plastic circle out to prepare that for the very end of the project. And we're ultimately going to glue the plastic to that top rim of the paper plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to take my writing utensil and I am going to trace the paper plate. And it's better to have to trim your plastic than cutting it too small. So keep that in mind. But this is what it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and just very carefully cut that circle out. And then, like I said, you can always trim more of the plastic, but we can't put it back. Just going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to set the excess plastic aside, the extra plastic, and just kind of see how that fits. And I actually feel pretty good about that. Let's see, I might actually trim just a little bit later, but right now I'm going to leave that. So as you can see, the plastic fits perfectly on the top of the paper plate, and it'll leave me enough so that I can just glue on that top rim. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that plastic circle aside because we won't need that until the very end. We're done with our scissors and that writing utensil, and now is the fun part. So what we're going to do is we are gonna decorate the inside of our snow globe. And you can either use the characters that we've provided or the little cutouts that we've provided. You can use your crayons to color pictures on the back. It's completely up to you, littles, what you want to do to decorate the inside of your snow globe. And caregivers, if you can just help your little one along with this part of the project, maybe talk a little bit about what they might want to do before they get started. And we did provide the glue sticks so that if you do want to use the construction paper cutouts, you can go ahead and glue those down when you're ready to put that into your snow globe. So I think what I'm gonna do is I actually just want to use my tree and my little snowman. So I'm gonna set these other two aside, or maybe do I want to use the gingerbread man too? Maybe I'll go ahead and decorate it like that. But the first thing that I want to do is I want to add a little bit of color to the very back of my paper plate. Just to give it a little bit more of a fun look. So I'm going to get some of my crayons out. And let's see. I think I want to go ahead and draw on the snowman. I want to make the hat part of him black. So I'm going to take my black crayon. And remember, this is our art project, so you can decorate yours however you want. I am just doing some examples and trying to give you a little bit of inspiration for how to decorate yours. So here is my snowman with his black top hat. And when I think about building a snowman, I think about using some black buttons for eyeballs and for buttons that go down his chest. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 circles for his eyes, and then some smaller circles for a smile, and then some big buttons down the front. And I would love for him to wear maybe a red scarf around his neck. So I'm going to take my red crayon and kind of draw a little scarf around his neck. Okay, and I think I'm really happy with my snowman, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of set him there. And I like the idea of adding some lights to my tree. So like around the holidays when people put up lights on all their trees, I want to add some purple lights to mine. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some strings and then some lights hanging from them. Okay, so there are the lights on my tree. And then my gingerbread man, I'm gonna see if I can draw with maybe my white crayon. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we're gonna see if, oh, that does show up. Okay, so we're gonna draw some eyes because he's got some frosting on him. And then we're gonna draw a smile. And what else do I wanna draw on him? I think I like that. So he's just gonna have some eyes and a nice big smile. So that's what that looks like. And I think what I'd also like to do is color in some of the top part of my plate with blue because I want it to look like there's snow on the bottom and sky at the top. So I'm going to draw a little line here on both sides. And then I am going to just color this part blue. So this is the top half of my paper plate. And I'm just going to take my blue crayon and maybe you want to draw a house for one of our characters to live in, or maybe you want to draw yourself with our snowman and our gingerbread man. Maybe you want to draw your whole family. So there's lots of things that you could choose to draw on your paper plate to make it your very own original snow globe. And I would love to see you take your time in decorating all of your pieces. You can definitely pause the video as I'm going through the next few steps to finish our project. You should take all the time that you need and want to make your paper plate look exactly, or your snow globe look exactly how you want it to. So I'm also coloring kind of up the side a little bit. I just want that to look as filled in as possible. Okay. Almost there. Okay, so now I have finished coloring my sky and I've colored my characters. So I'm all done with my crayons. I'm gonna set those aside. And what I'm gonna do now is glue my characters into my paper plate. And I want the tree in the middle, so I'm gonna do the tree first. And this is the nice purple glue, so you can see where you're putting it as you're using it, and then it dries clear, so we won't be able to see it when it's dry. But I'm gonna make sure I put all the glue that I need on there, covering that. Okay, so there's my tree. And then I'm gonna do my snowman. And I'm getting a little bit of glue on the table, but that's okay because it'll clean right off. So there is where I'm gonna put my snowman, and I'm gonna push down. And then I'm going to do my gingerbread man. Okay, so there's where I'm going to put my gingerbread man. And what we're going to do now is we need to let the glue dry, because if we do the next step too soon, which is adding our snowflakes into our snow globe, then they're going to get stuck to the glue, and we don't want that. So we're going to give the glue a few minutes to dry, and once you think you're good, you can move on to the next step, which is going to be adding those styrofoam snowflakes. So I have let my glue dry, And now I'm gonna add my styrofoam snowflakes. And I'm gonna be very careful when I take the lid off so that they don't go all over the place. And then we wanna make sure we just kind of sprinkle those onto the bottom of our plate. Okay. So now, caregivers, here is another important step for the project. We have to glue that clear plastic circle onto our plate. And as you maybe just saw, once I kind of put that on there, a lot of the styrofoam kind of was attracted to my plastic. So what I'm going to recommend you do is don't put your plastic over your plate until your glue is in place, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and kind of wipe these off. Okay, and what we're gonna do, go ahead and just move that over there, is we're gonna put a bunch of glue on this part of the plate. So I'm gonna take that glue stick, and caregivers, you might wanna hold the plate while your little one does this, but go ahead and put a bunch of glue on this part of the paper plate. Okay, and again, you want to have a bunch of glue, so I'm going to go back over my entire plate again. Okay, and then we're going to take that sheet of clear plastic and we are going to go ahead and put it right over. And then we're gonna push down all the way around. Okay, we wanna push down all the way around. And you're gonna wanna let that glue dry before you shake your snow globe. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and let mine dry, and once it's dry, I'm gonna come back and show off my finished snow globe. Hello again. So I gave my snow globe about an hour to dry. But now I'm happy to report that my plastic is fully attached and glued, and now I can shake my snow globe all I want and have fun with it. All right, well, I hope you had all sorts of fun making your very own snow globes. I would love to see any pictures or even video of your completed project or you working on your projects. And you can send those to me here at the library at the email address coming across your screen now. Thank you so much for crafting along with me today, and I'll see you next time for another Littles Art Project. Bye for now.